Hi guys, I hope all of you are doing well. So I welcome you all to yet another video in this Azure Data Engineering course, and in this particular video we are going to see how we can parameterize our datasets. So in the previous video we have already seen how we can parameterize our linked services and what exactly is the use case of parameterizing is. So in this particular whole course, we have already talked about multiple concepts with respect to cloud, with respect to Azure, and the services regarding the data engineering domain inside Azure. So if you are someone who is looking to get into the data engineering domain into the Azure cloud, so this particular course will be helpful for you, and I would recommend you guys to watch this particular whole course from the beginning so that you are aware about all the services and ADF in depth, so that because ADF is the most widely used service in the data engineering domain if I talk about with respect to the Azure cloud. So if you are good with Azure Data Factory in that particular case, the probability or the chances of getting selected is very high. So with that said, let's get started with this particular video and let's get straight into the system. So in the previous video, we have already talked about what exactly the parameterization is, right? And why do we need parameterization, right? So we have already talked about this particular concept that let's suppose we are having a server, right? Where inside this server, we will be having multiple databases, right? So we can have, let's suppose DB database 1, database 2. Obviously these databases will have some kind of name, right? They will not have this database 1 or database 2 name. So let me do it in this way, right? Let me do it in this way. So let's suppose here I am having an e-commerce data platform. Okay, e-com platform. So what tables can I have? Or maybe what basically databases before table, what databases can I have? So let's suppose I have databases of products, right? I can have database of, let's suppose, customers, right? I can have a separate database for transactions. Okay. I can have maybe for my employees, right? I can have a separate table for, let's suppose, transactions are done, this is done, right? Let's suppose sales, right? User activity and whatnot, right? There can be n number of databases inside one single server. Now, if I want to create linked services and if I want to connect to these databases, I'm aware about the fact that inside my pipeline, I will have to utilize all or at least most of the databases that are present inside my server. So in that particular case, if I want to create a linked service, so what I will have to do is I will have to create a link service. Okay, so let's suppose I'm writing as link service 1, and this link service will point to the products database. Then I will have to create link service 2. It will be pointing towards the customer database and so on, right? Link service 3, and it will point to the transactions database and so on, right? To overcome this particular issue, now currently let's suppose I have listed only 6 databases. Moving forward, if my platform scales up, it increases, right? And if I have to, let's say, grow, my platform has grown into, let's say, 50 or even hundreds of databases. In that particular case, I will have to create hundreds of linked service, right, to connect to those databases. So to overcome this issue, what Azure provides us is something called as parameterization, where we can basically provide the dynamic values of a few parameters that are available inside linked service during the pipeline runtime. Okay, so when we will be passing these parameters, when we will run our pipeline, and I will show you in the coming videos how we will be passing those parameters while running the pipeline also. Okay, so here you can see we have parameterized our server name here, our database name here, username and password, right? So here we have just given a parameterized password, but what Azure suggests is we should not parameterize our password. Instead, we should use Azure Key Vault to store our credentials, right? But here, just for the demo purpose, this is not a, a real-time server that is running, right? I have just created a dummy link service for you guys to let you know how we can basically do the parameterization part, right? So this was for our linked services. Now I want to parameterize my data sets. So how I can do it? So for doing that, I will have to go on to this author tab, right? And then I will have to create some kind of data sets, right? So what exactly data sets are, I have already talked about it, right? If you are watching this particular video for the very first time, so you can see here, okay, the example of data set you can see. So in the video, sorry, in the image itself, you can see right here that data set is basically the data store, right, where the data will be stored physically, and this data set will basically point to that particular data store. Okay, if you see here, and how will it point? It will point using the linked service. So if you just read this particular paragraph, so in Azure Data Factory or Synapse workspace, you can find one or more pipelines. A pipeline is a logical group of activities that together perform a task, right? The activities in a pipeline define actions to perform on your data. Now, a data set is a named view of data that simply points or refers to the data that you want to use in your activities as inputs and outputs, right? So while doing any kind of activity, we will require some kind of data source from where we will ingest our data, and some kind of data source where we will dump our data, right? And there's those things or those data sources are generally called as data sets, right? And it is basically a simple kind of, it's a simply kind of a pointer that, okay, this is the location, just like we have directories inside our local system, right? Let's suppose we go to C drive. Inside C drive, we go to users, then we go to some X user, right? And like that. So that is a kind of path, right? And that path is basically termed as a data set here in the Azure Data Factory. Okay. Now, if I come here and if I want to create a new data set, so I can click here and I can click on new data set, right? Now it's asking me that to which particular connection you want to, or basically which particular data source you want to create the data set for. So because I have created the linked service for SQL server, so I will be creating a data set for the SQL server itself. I will click on here and I will click on continue. Now I can select here as, let's suppose, dynamic table name data set. Okay, so obviously because this is a data set, so I don't need to provide any kind of data set. So here you can see in the previous video itself, we have created a few linked services for our SQL server, right? So I can utilize any one of them because currently it's not in the, I would say, a working phase, right? So I can utilize anything. So I'm going ahead with SQL server dynamic values. Okay, so I can click on this particular linked service, and then here if you will see, so it's asking me for the table name, right? Either I can enter a table name manually. So schema name, let's suppose my schema name is sales, right? Dot table name if I'm asking. So table name maybe I can create as sales is done. Let's say what I can do. Let's say soft toy sales, okay, or soft underscore toys, okay. Means the soft in the sales or not in or basically in sales, okay, in the sales schema or in the sales database, basically we have a table called as soft toys, right? So we have categorized our products, okay, maybe in soft toys, right? We have clothes, we have shoes, and so on, just for a dummy example, right? And I can click on okay. Now here you will see, please provide the actual value of the parameters to get from the schema, right? So you can see here, because this is the I would say these are the parameters that we have created, where I will click on OK, right? And talking about those parameters, right? So we had connected, we have created those parameters. So let it be created, then I will be showing you those parameters also. or let me do one thing. Okay, cannot connect to database. Okay, it's trying to connect to the database. No worries. So I can go back because I have already told you we are not having the database up and ready, right? So I will come here, managed linked service, and here if I go to dynamic values, so you will see that we have already created these parameters, right? So what I can do, I can just click on cancel and I will just show you a dummy linked dummy data set, right? And how we can basically parameterize it. So for doing it, what I will do is, okay, I will have to basically, let's suppose I am creating this source one, right? And now if I come here, right, so you can see, right, so this is basically for I guess this one is for SQL. Okay, great. So we have found the SQL link service, right? So here you can see that it's asking me for the table name. So why we are currently we were not able to create the data set was because it was trying to connect to that particular linked service, and because we don't have any kind of SQL server running currently, so it's not able to connect. But earlier in the previous videos I had created an SQL server and created a linked service to connect to it, and I had connected to this schema, DBO schema, and the table name was basically life expectancy table name, right? Now this particular table name is a hard coded table name, right? So if again the same issue arises, right? So inside, if I take an example of this DBO schema itself, right? So inside this DBO schema, we can have again multiple tables, right? We can have table 1, again we can have table 2, and so on till table n, right? We can have this thing inside the database also. The same issue which was there for the linked service, where we were having one single server, and inside that server we can have multiple databases, right? Now if I want to connect to, let's suppose, these n tables, so either I will have to create n number of data sets, right? N data sets I will have to create, means I will have to create a data set 1 to connect to table 1, right? I will have to create a data set 1 to connect to table 1, data set 2 to connect to table 2, and maybe data set n to connect to table n. Again the same issue arises. So to overcome the same issue, we will be going ahead with the same I would say solution, right? So here I can add a dynamic content. So for doing that, I will come here and I will add a new parameter, and I can name my parameter as, let's suppose, table name. Okay, I will put the table name as string, and I can put any default value, let's suppose life underscore expectancy itself. Okay, that's it. The parameter has been created. Now if I come here, right, and if I click on this add a dynamic content, right, so here you will be able to see that we are having a option of, or you can say basically a parameter that we can utilize in our data set as a dynamic field. So here again you can see the kind of expression that it will be utilizing. It will now utilize datasets dot table name. So this table name is basically the parameter name that we have provided here, right? So I can click here. Okay, sorry, it went off multiple times. So table name is basically, yeah, this is fine. Okay, so I will click on OK, and now you can see that it has been it has been parameterized. The table name field has now been basically parameterized. I can also parameterize my table, but I cannot add this particular I cannot add the linked service parameter here, right? I had created a linked service parameter also, if I show you guys. So let me just do one thing. Let me duplicate this. Right, so here in the linked service, if I go, right, dynamic values, so you will be able to see we had created a database name parameter already, but this particular parameterization is for linked service action, right, or maybe the linked service. It's not for our data set. So for data set I will again have to create a new parameter, right? So I can do what? I can create, let's suppose, db name inside dataset, something like this, right? And let's suppose I can keep my DB name as sales default value, right? And if I again come to connection, and if I come here, add dynamic content, now you will be able to see DB name inside dataset, right? So this is the parameter name that I have given. So datasets.db name. If I click on OK, so again, you will be able to basically use a dynamic schema or a dynamic DB name and a dynamic table name inside your dataset, right? If you talk about the schema and all the, okay, this is for the previous data that we were having, right? So using the linked service, right? Like this is the linked service that we are utilizing, right? So linked service can also be a parameterized linked service, and now using that particular linked service, we have connected the data set, and that particular data set can also be a parameterized data set that we will be utilizing, right? So this is how basically we can parameterize the tables as well as the schema when we are creating a data set where we know that the if we are basically hard coding our values, that is if we are hard coding our schema name, or if we are hard coding our table name, in that particular case we may have to create multiple linked services, or maybe multiple data sets, right? So to overcome that particular issue, we can utilize something called as parameters. Now where we will pass these parameters. So when we will try to add these things inside our activity or inside our pipeline, then in this particular case, when we will try to run this particular pipeline, we will be passing those parameters. So this particular thing I will be showing you in the very next video, right? Till then, this is pretty much it for this video, right? So this was it for this particular video. I hope you guys learned something new in this video. I will see you in the next one. Till then, keep learning and keep growing. Bye-bye.